Thanks for joining us. I'm Nancy Furness, and this is We've Got Issues. We're filming today at Poirier Public Library in Coquitlam, and we'd like to thank the library for giving us this space to carry out the interviews. Our interviews are also taking place on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded lands of Coquitlam First Nation. So we thank the Coquitlam who continue to live on these lands and to care for the lands and the waters and all that lies above and below. Today I'm joined by Mike Moore, who is a member of the Kyle Center Senior Snooker Club. So thank you so much for joining us today, Mike.
You're welcome. It's nice to be here.
Can you tell us a little bit, how long have you been a member, and are you actually president of the club?
I'm, I guess, considered the president. I've been a member for 4 years, ever since I retired. And I guess you call me President, Grand Poobah, whatever, your lordship, whatever.
So can you tell us a little bit about what makes the snooker club an important gathering place in Port Moody?
Well, for me, it's another place for people to go to just get out of the house and mingle. To me, it's almost like a mental health place to go. You know, like it really is a nice, warm, welcoming, and fun place to hang around with people you know and you know you enjoy being with.
Maybe some new folks.
Yeah, we just got a new member yesterday. Actually, a guy from Europe, and it's nice. People just walk in the door, and sometimes they just are interested in, maybe they don't know how to play, but interested in learning.
So can you tell us a little bit more about how the snooker club helps seniors to stay connected and engaged within the community and with each other?
Well, I think it's really important for senior people. Now, we have men and women. We don't have too many women. We'd love to have more, to get out of the house, number one. So when I retired, I probably would have sat on the couch till the cows came home. But my wife, she pushed me to get out the door. She actually goes, I found a place for you to go. And she signed me up for the snooker club and a carving class, a wood carving class, which I am also a wood carver. But it was hard. I mean, for some people, it's really tough to go out and meet new people, and it especially was for me. And walking that door was a really hard thing to do. But it's so important. I think if you just sit at home, I mean, those curtains on your front room windows just close, and pretty soon you're just in darkness after a few years. So it's just it's nice to get out and continue what you were doing, like working wise. You're out all the time and stuff. So it really helps mental health.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And that was a very graphic description of the curtain closing there. But I also want to say I'm fully supportive of your wife in getting you up off the couch and out.
Yeah, she's a pistol.
Yeah, I'm sure. Can you maybe describe a little bit about the atmosphere? What kind of an atmosphere is there in the snooker club when you go in? Is it informal? Is it competitive? Like, give us a little...
It's very informal. It used to be competitive, but we decided as a group that we'd rather have it more informal, friendly, fun.
So you made a conscious decision to keep it informal.
Absolutely. Okay. So we made that decision, and we try to keep it that way. So it's a very competitive sport, and it's a very tough sport. So we're encouraging to members, if they are playing well one day and not playing well the other day, we just, it's the same thing. Good try.
Supportive.
Yeah, very supportive. Yeah, it makes a big difference in the game, actually.
Of course, yeah. Can you maybe share, is there a favorite story from a longtime member or from yourself that you can share about the snooker club?
Well, for me, I'm one of the younger members. We've got people in their 80s. We used to have people in their 90s, but they've passed on. So it's for some of them, it's a lifelong sport, and they've been playing a long time. And it's fun to listen, for me, to the stories of the older gentlemen. They have some great stories of when they were younger. One fellow in particular grew up in downtown Vancouver back in the earlier days in the 40s and 50s, and he's got great stories about Vancouver. And being a Vancouver kid myself, it's fun to listen to them, right? Like how Vancouver has changed over the years. And his mother was a waitress at some diner downtown, and he grew up downtown, so it's pretty fun, actually.
So it's interesting. So you're playing snooker, but you're also getting to know each other and learning, a little bit about each other's backgrounds and some of the stories that you each hold. Can you talk about why snooker and specifically draws in seniors, and why do they keep coming back?
Well, I think with snooker, it's an old sport. It was, people playing pool. It's the same as pool table, only larger. I think snooker was invented in the late 1800s in India with the British soldiers. So the word snooker was actually the term for the younger soldiers that couldn't play very well, and they called them snookers. And now it pretty much means to try to trap a person with the cue ball behind something where they can't make a shot. That's what we consider a snooker right now.
Now you've gotten us into snooker versus pool. Can you tell us a little bit more about the differences? I think people are familiar with pool, but not so much snooker. And you're saying that you have to trap the ball behind so that people can't make a shot. Can you
Snooker's played on a bigger table. So if you go into a bar or into a restaurant, or not a restaurant, a pool hall or something, they normally would have a table that's 4 foot by 8 foot long. And fairly wide pockets, 4.5 inches wide. Now, snooker table kind of comes from a billiard table, so it's a bigger table. It's 6 foot by 12 feet,
so more
which
challenging?
is huge, way more challenging. If you're looking that distance, it's a mile away. And then the pockets are smaller, 3.5 inches, so it makes it a lot harder, which is fun for us. It's challenging, and it's just if you're playing well, it's really it's a great feeling, when you're
probably
making
really
good
good for keeping your mental capabilities and all of that.
It's a lot of concentration, so we're very respectful with that. Like, we yak, but when a guy's actually taking a shot, everybody just automatically goes silent. So you really have to concentrate, and it's really good for the brain, I think, because it keeps your hand-eye coordination going.
Exactly. Yes.
And it keeps your brain moving. So it's a great sport in that way, and it's not too much for the older guys. It's not like playing pickleball or something like that, right? Where you really have to, run around and jump around, and they're, maybe they're not in the greatest of shape. But you can play snooker, like I was saying. Some of our players play right into their 90s, and what they lose is more. Their hands start to shake and their eyesight starts to go. So, they start losing it.
Right.
Just because of that, not because they,
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Can I ask you how you get your funding, or how are you funded?
We're actually funded. Our members pay $60 a year.
Okay.
We have a room at the Kyle Center in Port Moody, and $60 a year, which is really good. I mean, if you went to a pool hall, you're probably paying $20 an hour to play on the tables, right? So $60, unlimited play, and it's funding basically comes from that, and we have got a few other like the last year the Legion funded us for a few $1,000s, because there is maintenance on the tables and sometimes repairs or replacing the cloth or something like that, and it's pretty pricey. So us old guys, we don't have all that much money, so it's nice to get some funding from outside sources. And I promote it when I go looking for funding as a mental health place. It's really helpful for these old guys to get out, and not old guys. They're just in their 70s and 80s. So I'm in almost 70, so I don't consider myself old. But it's a nice way to get out of the house and just.
Right. I think you made some really good points about mental health and the importance of staying connected within your own community. So you're at Kyle Center, you mentioned. I believe Kyle Center is up for redevelopment within the next several years. Can you talk a little bit about, have you been involved in that at all, or how will that impact the snooker club?
Yeah, we actually have. I got contacted by the project manager of the new place a while back, and then she set up a meeting, and we went and had a meeting. All our members were invited. A few showed up, maybe 10 of the guys.
That's actually good.
It is, yeah. I think we're at about 20 members in our Kyle Center right now. And had a meeting with the architect and he asked our opinions on what we wanted to see in his design. He hasn't even started drawing it yet, so they asked us
So it's
opinions.
early stages.
Early stages, yeah, and of what we'd like to see in our club, like room size, things like that. Access to washrooms or sinks or coffee machines or whatever the case may be. So we put in some input to that for him, like put a little idea, suggestion in his brain when he's drawing up the plans.
Well, it's wonderful to be included in that consultation process. Is there any plan for while redevelopment is happening? Do you have a place? Are you looking for a place?
Well, we can't really afford to move unless we get help with either the city helps us or private donors would help us or something. But no, there was really no talk of that at this point. It wasn't really the city talking to us, it was an architect. So he would have no idea of
Right.
that kind of thing. But we would ask the city for help to move, just to move our 12-foot table. It would cost us about $2,000 to $2,500. It's.
And where would you move it to?
There you go. That's another question. So if they're building it, I'm guessing it would take 3 years to build something like that. So we have a lapse in our club, which it's tough for these fellas. Like, what do? Right? They're used to playing. We've got members that have been playing there for 15, 20 years, and all of a sudden, 3 years lapse, and they're not getting any younger. Time ticks on, so it'd be tough. So it would be nice to have an interim place. And if it's possible, I suppose they won't even build a new place and just refurbish what we have, and that's probably better for us, right?
Okay, well, so we will keep our eyes on that and see how it unfolds. I
Yeah.
guess not all the information is out there yet. Can
Very
you talk a little
curious.
bit about how do people sign up to this and the cost? I think you said was $60 a year.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, we have. So we play at a Cal Center, which is down on Cal Street and just off St. John's, by the art gallery there, and they can walk right in and talk to the ladies at the front desk. We're actually in the planner, the leisure, like the program, and my contact
Right,
information.
like the leisure guide.
Right, for programs going
Okay.
on in there. And my phone number and email kind of thing is all in that, and plus the cost. They can call me directly. I mean, I can give you my phone number right now if that's allowed. 778-871-4378, and they can call me and get the info on that. And like I say, it's $60 a year. We go from the city year, so January to December. And then, we'd prorate it, say if somebody wanted to join in June or
Right.
something. But, they can get a hold of me and pay me in a few different ways, just pay me, or they can e-transfer it or whatever. So we try to make it as easy as possible. And then that gives them membership to the Cal Center as well. I pay that cost for them, and they can come and go hours depending on the place, right?
Okay, so it's open for Monday to Friday?
Monday to Friday, about 8:30 to 4, we were allowed to play. The center is open sometimes late and sometimes on weekends, but we haven't been given permission to play in those off hours. So we just kind of stick with what we have. Right?
And this is a seniors club, so is there an age requirement?
Yeah, it's kind of confusing whether Kyle Center is a senior center or not. Some say it is, some say it's just a community center. And our club is a kind of a private entity. We rent a room from the city, so it's our own thing. It's not really run by the city.
So it's not a city-run program?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, they help us, but it's not
Right.
city. So it's basically up to us, our members, to decide what we want to do. And we actually replaced a table a few years ago, and we own the tables and the equipment. It's not the city. And so.
So just an age requirement?
Oh,
And-
yeah. So 50 plus, we like to keep
Okay.
it at. It's not really a senior, but
Right.
we don't want. We just. It's hard to say nicely, but we just don't want a bunch of younger people running around.
Okay.
They did that to us at Port Coquitlam. They took away our snooker club there and put it in the new community center, and that was tough because you got little kids running in and playing on them. And they're expensive tables. And it's expensive to replace the cloth, and that kind of thing can get damaged, and then you know.
And one last thing, I understand from what you said, you're looking for more women. So we
Yeah,
encourage men
absolutely.
and women to come on down. Is there any experience level, like if people really want to come, but they've never played snooker before, is it appropriate for them to join your club?
Yeah, I suppose. We don't offer lessons per se, right? But we do offer guidance. Like I'm always happy if somebody is new or not sure of it's a very complicated game, a lot of rules. So if they're not sure and they want to, I'm always happy to go down and play a few games with them and give them some ideas and some pointers. And we do actually have one of our members is a professional, used to be a professional 9-ball player, and he is open to lessons, but with him it's a charge. Okay. So you can.
So there is an option.
There is an option for that, and he would give lessons right at that facility. I'm not sure the cost of that, but like I say, he's a professional. He was Canadian champion 9-ball player at one point in time. So
awesome. So if people want more details, they can contact you directly.
Yeah, and just phone me up, and anytime, day or night, not night so much, but anytime, evenings are fine and stuff, and just ask me some questions, and I'll meet them down there, and they can take a look at the facility. I'm down there personally Tuesday afternoons and Thursday afternoons from about noon to 4. So if they want to drop by, I'm usually there on those days, and I can show them around the club and just answer any questions they might have. And yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking to us today, and we'll keep in touch as things change and develop with the Kyle Center.
Yeah. Wish us luck.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you very much. Nice talking to you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nancy Furness. This is We've Got Issues, and we've been speaking with Mike Moore, who is a member and who runs the Kyle Center Senior Snooker Club. So come on down and play snooker.